We went out on the legendary Savage cruise this morning, and there's always some sort of international flair guest of honor floating around there. But it's the first time we've come back from one and gone straight into a podcast. Aaron, thank you for coming and setting up here with us, indulging in our little cafe. It's
Yeah.
The pre-camera banter has been brilliant already. I'm dying to get into the wonderful world of you, all you've done, this magically light bike, burn coming up, and all the stuff that you're up to. So first off, thank you. For those that don't know you, will you just do a casual intro, who you are, where you're originally from, where you are now, and what you do professionally, just to
Cool, but
what you're doing.
Firstly, thanks for having me. This is an honor to be on here, and I'm happy to be back in the country, happy to be back in Cape Town. It's been a long time. It's been 6 years since I've been
6
here.
years.
6 years, and wouldn't say it hasn't changed, but getting off the airplane, straight into the rental car, getting onto the N2, I was like, what's happened?
Yeah,
Everything feels the same. It feels like I haven't left.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, so
How was the weather when you landed?
20 degrees.
Okay,
So I left like,
warm welcome.
18 degrees. It's still pretty warm in the UK. There's a misconception that it's really cold all the time.
Yeah.
Summers are brutal there because of the
Proper
humidity.
summer.
Yeah, there's a lot of humidity, 100%. So if you get 30 degrees there with 100% humidity, it just drains the moisture out of it.
That's been my experience every time I've been.
Yeah. So a little intro. My name is Aaron Borrill. Grew up in Cape Town, Wynberg boys. Studied fine art. Got into the publishing industry straight afterwards, doing a little bit of graphic design, but always enjoyed my writing. Started as a motoring journalist for 10 years.
Okay.
I worked at Top Car as associate editor. We shared office space with Bicycling magazine.
Okay.
And unfortunately, in 2016, the magazine, Media 24, decided to end the magazine, which was a bit of a shock to everyone. And Bicycling magazine knew that I rode bikes, and they moved me into there as a digital and gear editor, which was pretty cool. Just before that, like, mountain biking was pretty big. I didn't cycle until I only started like in 2013 cycling. So still,
At all? Like,
I did
other than,
nothing.
like, just
I was just like
BMX round?
nothing.
Zero?
Nothing, dude. I started from nothing in 2013. Everyone in the office,
It's hard to believe after what I witnessed this morning.
they peer pressured me into getting a mountain bike. I didn't even want to. I just said to my wife, look, my birthday's coming up. These guys are putting me under serious pressure to work. Please buy me a mountain bike. And then it kind of just kicked off from there.
What bike did you get?
It was a GT Sensor 9R.
GT.
Aluminium, it was probably like 14 kilograms. Nice brand, but I didn't really fall in love with that bike.
Okay, fair enough.
Did mountain biking for probably 6 years or so.
Did the bug bite?
It did bite hard.
Okay.
Bit hard. And then I met the Savage guys. And then I had to do like
That would
a
be
transition.
2019 then, around...
2017, I think.
Okay.
And then kind of did like a transition into road. It was a bit of a shock to me. Like
Yeah. No,
tactics and
it's
positioning.
always a bit awkward in the mountain bikers like that. Although I almost don't want to say it.
Yeah.
I had a guy named Guy on not long ago, and he struggles to refer to himself as a cyclist. That's how he starts his intro off. I struggle to call myself a cyclist because I see myself as a runner. How did you meet the Savage guys? What was that story?
At the time, I was mountain biking a lot with Donovan Lecoq. Guy's a strong chap.
Beast.
He's a beast. And I did my first DC on a mountain bike. And that sounds a bit odd. It was a bit of torture.
Yeah.
Also on a GT, but a Zascar Pro Carbon.
Okay.
Put the pressure up rock hard. It was like riding on freaking bricks.
Anyone you went past must have hated you.
They didn't like it.
No.
They didn't like it. And we did okay, I think. I think we did like 6 hours or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So needless to say, you were top 6, or did you guys go Charles Milner?
No, it wasn't Charles Muller. We finished with 8 guys, I think. 8 guys or so.
And that's just
like
ridiculous.
big guys from Durbanville.
Okay.
Africans chaps, like monsters, Cadence of like 30 the whole way, just like grinding up the climbs. I'm like a freaking hamster trying to keep up with them. And then Donovan said, look, let me put you in contact with Pure Savage, Brendan at the time. And it was just after that DC, I think in 2016. And I said, look, just let's ride a bit together and we'll see if you can get onto the team. And I did a couple of DCs with them, but my tactical ability wasn't there. I knew I could ride a bike, but was never saving energy. I was just on the power nonstop. I get to 160, done. I've never officially finished with the guys, actually, you know.
That's difficult to believe.
I have to just like kind of nurse it in.
Did you enjoy it? Good vibe?
Always, you know.
I fought so hard for that DC. Savage and the DC is like sacred to me.
I've missed it, and I try to time this trip so that I could maybe, you know, do a little bit of a comeback and try and have a nice run there with the Savage boys. But my daughter's on half term, and she starts school again on the 3rd, so I need to be in the airplane on the 2nd. But after Bicycling Magazine, I wouldn't say headhunted, but Cape Epic offered me a role as like the head of content, and I did that for about a year.
Okay.
And then my wife and I would always do, like for a month, for a year leading up to that point, we were always discussing, you know, should we try something abroad, you know, look into the future, like for my daughter, like schooling, just to try and set her up. And I resigned. Within 6 months, we were in the UK. My wife has a family business in South Africa, so she can operate from anywhere in the world. So I went there with like absolutely nothing.
Sure.
So,
and was that how easy was it to do that back then in terms of visas and that kind of stuff? Or do you have a passport?
I've got a EU passport. My mother's family is Italian, so we got into that pre-Brexit, so we were okay. You can't.
There was a golden era where you could do that.
So that was
no longer.
No longer, yeah. So we arrived on the 1st of February 2019.
Rocked up there, no job.
Nothing, dude.
I'm going to go make it work.
Gonna make it work, and it was stressful because it took 3 months to find a job. It's really hard as an outsider trying to find your way there and trying to get in. But as soon as you're in, you're golden. You're golden. So there was a lot of me.
Partners in the UK. He's British. And since moving to married to South African, he was here for many years. He's been there now since I moved here, you've been there 2.5 years. Exactly the same experience. To get in that, to break that door down. Once you're in, it's like, oh, you should meet so-and-so, and you should meet so-and-so. Like just,
So my first interview was at Cycling Weekly magazine, and it was for a role as a news writer, a race news reporter. And my racing knowledge was okay, but it wasn't kind of on point.
It's a very specific role.
Yes. So I didn't get that one, which I was disappointed about. But a month later, there was a role at Cycling News, which is the biggest publication in the world. You know, you get in a Cycling News, your career is made, really.
Okay.
It's like winning a stage in the Tour de France. So went to an interview, and I thought it went well. Thought it really went well, and didn't hear anything for a month. And then out of the blue, I get an email, and it starts off with, "Hello, Aaron. You know, your application was unsuccessful." I read those few words, and I was like, "Oh," he's like, "But we've got a lot of freelance. What do you think about writing X, Y, Z?" And I was like, "I'm in. Send it to me. What do you need?" And the guy's like, "I need this, but you know, can you do something on the best power meters? 2,000 words, but I need it for tomorrow." I was like, "Cool."
Is that literally how that works? So
yeah, sent it to him by 5 p.m. that day. He read it.
Sure.
He phoned me. He's like, "You know what? We actually have a job for you." It's like, how would you
Very
like?
difficult to find a good, competent writer that understands, because obviously you've got to understand brand, tonality, and it's got to be easy for them to just hit publish.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I was desperate, but I was at a point where I was lacking confidence. I was thinking maybe my ability is not actually on international standard.
Easy to be vulnerable in that moment in time, I suppose.
But then being able to get that assurance, and you know.
Quick one out of interest, is AI going to wreck that for future writers that hopefully want to break into this world? Because I would imagine you could put that query into Grok and you've got a 1,000-word article in a minute.
You can't when it comes to like reviewing a product or giving a personal account on a story. AI can't do that. So if you can bring in your expertise and your authority, people can easily work out that it wasn't written by an individual and it was AI. So I think AI does have merits in terms of maybe refining sentence structure. But the AI applications for writers at the moment don't understand context. So if you're writing about bikes, sometimes they doesn't understand the context and will rewrite something really strange. So
I hope someone hoping to break into this industry, because I find your story immensely inspiring. It's like, if I had to think like bucket list jobs, people doing something super cool that I would swap with immediately, you're at the top of that pile. Like, I don't want to be Elon. I don't want his billions. And all the stress that comes with it. If I think about what you do, just a lot of assumptions. I'm sure there's tough days.
Yeah, they are.
Like that sounds like the dream. So I think a lot of people with AR are like pretty downtrodden, like, oh, well, that's gone. Can't do that anymore. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's good news. So I started as a reviews writer, I was happy with that. I was happy with that role. And after 2 months, I get called into the office, and I was coming up on the 3-month, and I'm thinking, are they going to downsize or something? Like, we need a tech editor. Do you want the job? And I was like,
damn.
Yes, I do.
That's a step, right? I mean,
that's a step up.
Okay.
So that's tech editor for cycling news globally. That's me deciding the future.
2 months.
Yeah, that's me deciding the future of the tech coverage and where we're going to go and what kind of angles we're going to chase.
How easy would it be for you to give like a quick organogram of what structure looks like in an organization like that, just to help understand where that fits in?
Cycling news,
broadly.
Cycling news, we probably had
shareholders.
Oh, geez, dude, no, there's thousands of people. I can't even. Thousands, dude. Thousands all over the world.
One organization.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. That big.
Yeah.
Damn.
Obviously, they've got a whole lot of different publications, but they're hands-on. And they operate on an affiliate revenue model.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can't give you the numbers.
Dumb it down for someone. Affiliate revenue model might be complete gibberish to them.
Okay, so if I'm writing an article on the best gravel bikes, we have agreements with certain merchants in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, in the US. And if a user clicks through to that product and makes a purchase, we get a certain amount of commission. The commission rates vary depending on the region. And sometimes even if a user doesn't purchase the exact product because they've dropped a cookie, any other purchase they make on that website, we will still get a commission.
So that's affiliate marketing for anyone that doesn't know.
And it's
a tough gig. It's not easy.
It's hard. I knew nothing about that, dude. So I was tasked with handling the affiliate side of things, like handling the budgets.
That is tough.
And the content.
Tough.
And the content. So I was thrown in the deep end in that regard, and I had to learn quickly.
Okay.
But grew immensely. Like within 6 months, I knew exactly what was going on.
There's parallels in the early days of my career and this. And it's just that learning curve is, and it's one of those, you either got it or you don't. And you'll run away or you'll run towards
You're in like you're in a boardroom with this like top brass British, like perfectly polished accents, and I'm like, how's it, bro? How's it going?
But crushing it, obviously.
It went well. They are very much hands-on, and they invest in their staff, and they are happy to teach.
Good culture.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Completely different to here.
So
and no micromanaging.
I would never in a million years have imagined that. That's how someone would describe it.
Yeah.
And the revenue model is strictly affiliate. There's no
strictly affiliate, but there is traditional advertising. There's sort of programmatic.
And GCN type stuff. Big brand comes on and says, "Here's X amount."
Yes, and as far as I know,
long-term reviews. That kind of
they
stuff.
operate on product placement.
Okay.
So
any of that? Are you allowed to do that, or does that?
No, we still do that too on the YouTube channel, but we have a separate team doing
not your
YouTube.
Gig.
I have made guest appearances on.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the podcast and stuff, which I enjoy.
So selfishly, me asking to understand how this world works. So it's like when you actually get to ask anyone these things. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, cycling news is globally the biggest. There's nothing that comes close to it, right?
Cycling Weekly is very close. So is Bike Radar. So is Roadcc.
Is Bike Radar up there?
It's still up there. Yeah. And I think Escape Collective is also up there now. They're on a
separate companies. It's not just one.
No,
it's not like a
separate companies. Okay. Separate companies. So I went from cycling news. At the same time, they offered me a dual role where I was the tech editor of Bike Perfect as well, which was like an off-road specific title. So I was managing both websites, that was really hard.
Okay.
And then end of 2022, I got a job at Roadcc and Off-Road CC as the editor, big dog.
These are channels I live and die by.
Yeah. And I was there for 3 years, and I wasn't seeing any growth, like intellectually or career-wise. Felt it was a nice place to be, but felt it was a little bit of a step back in terms of growing. I didn't grow; I stagnated.
Okay.
And then there was a role at Cycling Weekly that came up, working on the tech team. And I applied for that. I got that, and that's where I am now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy, loving it.
Very, very
fulfilling.
Happy. Yeah.
What's the worst part of your job?
Probably a 2-hour commute to Bath and then a 2-hour commute back. That is a killer. No, drive, dude. Drive. So it's mainly remote.
For that, all the greenies running around, and they like policy against that.
They're okay with that. So just to give you an idea, when I first started at Cycling News, it was 100% office-based. So I was leaving in the dark, coming home in the dark. I didn't even know what the sun was for a year.
That must have been tough.
It was hard. It was really, really hard. Then COVID happened. They tried the remote model. Was a success, roaring success. Yeah. Then I went to 2 days at home, like 3 days at the office.
It's become like the norm now, right?
Now it's full on remote.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I'm at home, dude. I work from home now.
Okay. And you can function, obviously. You have the discipline.
I've got everything, yeah. I can structure my day.
Is there an expectation from them that you are an above average cyclist, out of interest?
You do need to fit a certain...
Because there's that one guy, does big reviews, big on YouTube, like bully looking guy, like doesn't have the aesthetic.
Is he an American?
American or British? What is that channel? I don't know. It'll come to me. And I just like, he does really good reviews. How he articulates and his subject matter knowledge is phenomenal. But I can't help. I mean, and I'm mindful. I don't look like a cyclist myself. But I look at this guy and I'm just like, I can't. The weight of what you're saying, like this should be a podcast audio. This shouldn't be visual. Like you've got to look the part. So I always wonder,
there is a certain mold you need to meet, but at the same time, like if this is the guy I'm thinking about, I'm not going to name him. He's been in the industry for 25, 30 years.
He's an OG.
So his knowledge is
superior.
Yeah. It's unmatched. So if
there's a new user, new age that doesn't necessarily know his pedigree, it's like, it's just bully talking.
Yeah. They want to see someone who's like lean.
Like you don't have a KPI that says your FTP needs to be above 4 watts per kg.
No. But they do see it as like value because it brings credibility to the brand. 100%. So if someone's writing about something
and doing your performance review, your 5 and 10 minute needs to be bumped up a bit. The fueling, imagine. Coolest part of your job? Highlights, career highlight. Like was there a moment where it was like, yeah, this is amazing?
I think it's
an event, a review.
For me, it's been in the same place as journalists that I used to see from South Africa and read their work, put them on a pedestal, and it's just like you and me right here. They're just normal people.
Yeah.
They've got their pros and cons.
Yeah.
Some of them are lazy as fuck.
Yeah, sure.
But they're really good at what they do. So seeing these people and seeing that I'm kind of like on the same level as them.
My follow-up question was going to be that confidence thing that you mentioned earlier. Is that eroded and you have that like, I'm one of them?
I think I'm one of them, and they've kind of, they don't marginalize anyone. So my first like press event where there was journalists from the UK, Europe, America, like Ben Delaney and James Wang and all those guys, they come up to me like, hi, how you doing?
Really?
Yeah. They just like, they let you in and they just start talking about it. I got this cool prototype helmet. I'm riding in Boulder, Colorado.
It's just so positive. I love it.
It's shit, but it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, these guys are talking to me. But yeah, I think as South Africans, and I think I mentioned this to you before we went live, that we have a propensity to undervalue ourselves. We think because we're on the southern tip of Africa, everything's in Europe. We tend to put these people, these brands, these companies, these bicycles, these people on these pedestals, almost like worshipping them. But we are on the same level as these guys. From
in many respects.
To come from South Africa, work in a bicycling magazine, South Africa, which in a nutshell, they syndicate most of their stuff.
So 100%.
To go into Europe, to get a job there as a cycling journalist, it shows that we do have the quality, and I believe we have the talent.
I mean, it's ironic. We're sitting in a podcast studio that's in a place that outsources top-level financial services to the UK and America. Like the best talent you can have sits in this room and works on huge businesses, public sector and otherwise overseas. So 100% correct. The problem, a big criticism, and I mentioned this as well earlier, is our ignore the media landscape in general, specifically when it comes to cycling and media. We play too small time. So we're there. These guys take big swings. They set up offices. They set up media. They conduct themselves personally. They take big swings, and they create it so that then someone steps into that. When your environment is professional and you conduct yourself in a certain way, it's very different. Same year when you've got teams that's, brands that take on pro cycling teams. Think back to the days where we had guys on the world stage, pre my time, but they set up, build it and they'll come. So they created the structure. They conducted themselves professionally. Naturally, that follows. But when you look at what we're doing here, like talk about the syndication of content, it's like, where's the studio? Where's the setup for people to walk into to even have the chance to conduct themselves professionally? And then you'll feel like you're at that level. You look at CAs in South Africa as a random example. You look at engineers. You look at lots of different verticals where South Africans do have that sense of rugby.
Yes.
Like, you play rugby, you go around the world and you're a fucking badass. Like,
exactly.
I'm part of the best rugby country in the world. You walk into that room because you're coming from it.
Yeah.
But look at our primary school, high school, varsity level rugby. From a young age, you've created infrastructure for that.
Yes.
So you walk into that. But
it's all about the infrastructure. It's all about the infrastructure.
When it comes to cycling, so our mountain bikers, they'll get that. Like, we have premier mountain biking.
But this is a good segue into what I wanted to chat about. Okay, so the mountain biking, we are world class. Look at the marathon.
And you're seeing that there. It's perceived that way.
Yes, like South Africa is known for marathon mountain bikers and cross-country riders and downhill riders.
At the company coffee room, that's like South Africa mountain biking.
Yes, and if you look at the areas where, let's talk about the UK, where they excel. So long road races. 160 plus.
Yeah.
That is what the road, that's standard. That's like entry level road race. You don't get an 80K road race there. That's like for the children.
What's the point? Yeah.
Okay. And time trialing. Absolutely huge. Look on the world tour now. You've got the GBR guys are dominating in the breakaways in the Tour de France because it's long races, the one-day classics, the time trialers. They all, most of them, the top 10. Okay, maybe this year we didn't see any of that because of where the world champs were located. Their strengths are echoed in the world tour. We don't really have anyone now. Louis Meintjes is now retired. We've got Alan Hathany, who's playing a bit of both.
Yeah.
That's an area that we need to look at from a grassroots level. We need to get time trialing at a club level. Maybe try and copy what they're doing in the UK and make the 1-tonner a standard distance. I know it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
I know logistics and organization wise it could be a hard thing to do, but 1-tonner and DC.
It's actually not hard.
Yeah.
Balaise is coming here next week. So I've gone on this conversation. We're coming up Ocarps this morning. Probably one of my favorite parts of the Savage Ride. It's a new edition. And you mentioned, can that be a one day on a race? I've sat, Roadcc will echo these sentiments. Almost every person I've sat here with, David Clark and like legends back in the day. And they talk about the Cobra. They talk about, we used to race up and down the neck over Ocarps. And I was like, guys, where did this go?
Exactly.
And everyone's like, got to ask Balaise. Balaise can tell you. And I mean, I don't know yet, but I've done my homework. And all our races is, Northern Suburbs, Durbanville. Thank God they're doing them next. If they didn't do them there wouldn't be any. And no one knows why. And it's not because it's difficult, it's money.
Yeah.
South Africa has tons of money. We have some of the most successful corporates that bankroll some of the craziest shit ever. Have you seen the Marble Luxurious Circus?
No.
So Marble is a restaurant group, St. Marble. So they set up this Tomorrowland-looking thing. Investec, one of the original big partners in that. It's like, you go look at that setup. You're not talking 2, 3, 4, 5 million. You're talking big ammo. That is a corporate sponsored event. They figured out media. They figured out brand placement. So you saw the first one last year, few partners. This year, there's a flipping Rolex stand. I can't remember all the brands, but you can see how they were activated there. All of a sudden, millions just came out because they understood media. They understood how to bring it to life. There is money here, tons of money here, but there's no willpower to make it proper. Time trials, easy. 200K races, fixed distance.
That's what we need to do.
No problem. But you got to create it so that they'll come. And I don't understand why it isn't there. and what's needed. But when I understand from ballets, we're going to go hell for leather for it. There's this tiny little podcast in Westlake. It's just like we won't, I'll die bankrupt and poor, but we'll have taken a stab at getting this fucking thing sorted. Because it's, if you just nail it and get the media right, there's too much money and there's too much potential for it to not go.
Yeah.
For some reason, the impetus to go and do it hasn't happened.
But if we do that, if we start small, just maybe 140 Ks or whatever, and have a lot of 1 tonner DC style distances, that's going to set up the talent coming through to be able to adapt to ride in Europe, because 200 is standard. Maybe 180, but 200 is like a standard distance.
You've got to be doing that and not once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Or for 3 months in a block. There needs to be a league. It needs to run.
Can't just do 80 Ks, 90 Ks. But anyway, our mountain bikers are seen as world class over there, and that's because they are doing good things here from like a grassroots level. Someone
had the balls to go and put on a big event, make it prestige.
Yes, exactly.
Get epic, build it, and they'll come.
Yes.
Which is it's another segue into the new event coming up, which I'm keen to chat to you about. Before we do that, while we're talking about legendary races in Cape Town, how was your ride this morning? You haven't done that for a while, right?
I haven't done it for a while, and I didn't know that we were descending into Noordhoek. I thought it was the traditional Savage out and back, which
it has evolved.
It has evolved, but it's still got the same punch. It was a lot harder keeping up on the gravel bike, I can say that.
So if you go back to UK and a digital nomad, which there's many of, it's coming to Cape Town because I'm looking for a spirited ride.
Yeah.
Are you still suggesting
of course.
Savage Tuesday as a...
Yeah, of course, man. I actually had a look. I was like, am I here for a Tuesday?
Yeah.
I sent Brendan a message. I was like, look, I'm coming. I'm bringing the gravel bike. He was like, no, it'll be chilled.
What a lie.
It's like when
for you, given your...
When we started, I was like, whoa, I don't think I have the gearing for this.
Yeah.
I was spinning like a hamster going out of Camps Bay. So when it started kicking up, I was like, okay, this is cool. I can get a more sort of civilized cadence.
What Brenz has built in a brand in Savage and what he's created in culture is, I don't think anyone truly appreciates just how legendary it is.
I mean, in the UK, we have something similar called a chain gang.
Chain gangs, yeah.
Which is, each club will have their own chain gang. Dude, it's harder than racing. It's like, if you can survive a chain gang. It's usually an hour.
Watch that Tommy Martinez, the cycling tattooist. He was in the UK. It's the only one I saw really good footage on. Looks
It's hard. So it's like the Savage ride, but there's no like chill. There were certain areas where it just
where we stopped, they wouldn't stop. Yeah.
There's no stopping it. If you fall off, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Yeah. So it's
and safe hard, like going through, because obviously there's cars, roads, furniture.
It's pretty safe if you know the road, and you can ride to a rest there legally. Which is pretty cool. And they'll have 2 pace lines going, kind of like what you do at DC, but they're just doing it around a loop. So you'll do around probably 40, 45 kilometers in an hour. And then everyone...
Is it as spectacular as Chappies and the views and the mountains?
No, look, it's a different beauty. And my wife and I, she's also a very good cyclist. We chat about it all the time. We're like, yes, Cape Town special. And before I get into this, do not take these views for granted, people. You become immune almost. You become numb. And I think
it's breathtaking.
Yeah, I think I used to just take it for granted. And got back and I was like, I'm just looking at every single mountain, looking at the ocean. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of beauty where I stay in the UK. So I'm in like Surrey Hills, and my local Chappies is Box Hill. So it's like from my house to the top of Box Hill is 30 kilometers. Swift.
I could hate that.
It's easy in real life, by the way. So that's my Chapman's Peak, and in summer it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Busy, it must be pumping with activity.
Yeah, well, it's the most contested segment in the world.
Really?
Yeah, in the world on Strava. Yeah, sure. It's not really a climb. I think.
Do you know where you rank?
I think I'm the top 200 out of like 300,000. So I've done a 5 minutes up there by myself, solo.
Yeah.
The guys are now going in there like with teams, with like 12 guys with like satellite riders located fresh to lead a guy up or whatever.
Have you done a sub 10 Chappies? Do you know?
Might have today. I don't know.
No,
I've never. I have no idea where we did.
So someone said on a group the other day that if you look at the efforts and the success rates of Everest, sub 10 Chappies is harder. There's less people based on the volume of those that have tried it. It's more difficult than Everesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think I looked.
Summiting Everest.
I looked yesterday. I was just looking through, like I did a ride to Chappies and back yesterday and said I've done it like 340 times.
You need to go and see if you've got a sub 10. That's like
I don't think I have.
I think there's only 80 something sub 10 efforts.
I've never done,
I'm 15 seconds off and it eats me
Really?
alive every day. It's like, I wake up feeling like a failure every day.
I think the box heel equivalent is a sub 5 and I've done 5 solid.
What's per kg are you doing? And do you know?
For that, it's probably like 6.7, 6.8 for 5 minutes. The comma is like 7.5, so there's no ways I can do that.
Has Teddy given it a go?
No.
Imagine.
I think Rory Townsend, who rides for Q36, he had the com and he did it solo.
Sure.
And then 2 teams came and they took it from him, but only by 2 seconds.
And if that Feather guy's done it, he's the talk of the town at the moment when it comes to comms.
Yeah, Feather's good, dude. He's strong. He's good over like in 40 minutes to an hour. That's like his thing. So like 1 minute to 5 minutes.
Imagine that's your sweet spot. Yeah. 1 hour climbs at gajillion watts per kg.
Yeah, and he didn't beat Tade, by the way. I mean, he was 4 minutes off. It was just the way the race worked that he didn't get caught.
Wonderful clickbait. Yeah. Beautifully crafted.
Amateur beats Tade. Yeah. I don't think so. 4 minutes is an eternity over.
And there's no way Teddy was going full tilt. He had what's his name the next day, or that evening. No, it was the next day that he had
or the day before he did Lombardia.
Was it before? I thought it was after he was doing
No, I think it was the day after he had like tired legs.
But still. I mean,
and
the fact that you could go and do that with him.
I've done a couple of hill climbs against Andrew Feather, and I'm not even in the same postcode. So just to give some context on how good Tade is. And the level in the UK, dude, oh my word.
Yeah.
It's way higher than here.
Yeah.
Way higher. So the stimulus there is there's more people that ride. So if you've got more people that ride, the percentage of people that race is going to be more than here, if you think about it.
It's a difficult thing to solve in South Africa.
Yeah. So when
South Africa, I'm saying. Cape Town, easier, and it's still difficult.
So if you're exposed to that stimulus all the time, you naturally get stronger.
It chokes the whole thing up. Yeah.
And that's what took me into the time trialing. So coming from a mountain bike background and the marathon mountain bike background, I was an okay mountain biker. I was I've never been a pro or anything. But the mountain biking marathon, you often find yourself on your own, and you're essentially just time trialing, really. Okay. So when I got to the UK and everyone was talking about time trials, I rocked up there on my road bike and gave a couple a go. Did reasonably okay, and I was like, let me try and get one of these bikes, one of these rigs, and built up my own one. I actually learned to work on my own bikes now.
Big rabbit hole.
It's so expensive labor there.
Yeah.
Like when I first arrived there, I had a chainring I needed fitted. Yeah. I went to a bike shop. I was like, can you please fit this chainring for me? He was like, I'll come back like 3 days time. Okay. South Africa gets done that day while you're there most of the time. So I come back 3 days later. He's like, £80. I'm like, what?
Yeah, $1,600.
Labor.
That's a bike build in South Africa.
Insane. So I learned to do...
there's a standard of living there, and it's that whole complex...
Learned to do everything myself now. So all my bikes are built. So I've got 2 time trial bikes, built them both up by myself.
And that bug bits, obviously.
Massive, dude. That is, you go to...
Nice linear progression, you do this, you get something out, and that's...
There's multiple distances. So your standard distances in the UK, just before we go into gravel burn, chat about gravel burn on the bike, let's just go and touch a little bit on time trial. So you've got 10 mile, 25 mile, 50 mile, 100 mile, 12 hour, 24 hour.
What?
Yeah.
Standard, and
these are standard distances.
Occurring how often?
In summer, every single day. No. Every single evening.
And attended in what volumes?
A weekly club TT, which is like a type B event, between 30 and 40 riders. So you'll get more people.
Road closure?
No road closure.
But you have the motorists.
Yes, you've got signs and they have an understanding.
They are going to pass.
Yes, there is an understanding. And so you'll get at a local club TT in the evening, more people that will pitch up than SA champs for time trial.
Why? What is it about time trial? What am I missing?
Time trial?
We have no time trialing.
No, there's nothing.
I can't think of single events.
There's no time trialing. I think in Joburg they've got a couple of clubs.
And you're saying that bridges a gap to
100%
to racing.
The more time you spend on your time trial and honing your position, the better you are going to be on the world stage. Or if you come back and do
And is it a less intimidating discipline of racing to get into because you're not in a bunch?
You're not in a bunch, so it's solo, but at the same time, you've got to be very confident with your position because the wind, it doesn't blow like what we had down Chapman's Peak there today. frightening.
Today was dramatic. Yeah.
But there've been a couple of TTs where I've pitched up and I've actually just put the bike back in the car and driven home because the wind was too bad. But yeah, if you can get your position right and you spend time like in the wind tunnel or do some testing, I mean, you're getting like at a Type A event, which is organized by Cycling Time Trials UK, the governing body there, probably 150 riders per event.
You've got a governing body, there's structure.
Per event.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So my two distances that I do, 10 mile, 25 mile.
Okay.
So the magic number on a 10 mile is going under 20 minutes. Okay. And on a 25 mile, you're really good if you can go under 50 minutes. Like you're really, really good if you go under 50 minutes. I've done a 19.
People love chasing that kind of thing.
I've done a 19:20 on the 10 mile, which is an average speed of 50 k's an hour for 10 miles, which is 16 kilometers. And on the 25 mile, I've done a 51, which is an average speed of just under 40.
I mean, it's just like an FTP test, right? Just bury.
Yeah. So my new goal, my goal for this season was to go under 19, to do the 18. 59 I'd be happy with. Didn't have the...
How much of that is technique, position, training? Where's the room for improvement?
It's probably, I'd need a little bit more power. I'm a very small rider, so I can't compete with a big guy of 80 kilograms who's rolling with ease at 350. You know, if I average 350 for a time trial, it's nearly 6 watts a kilogram. Nearly.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So my goal is going under 19, which hopefully I can do next year, and
maybe posted as you go.
Maybe under 50. Yeah. Come fourth at national champs there.
Okay, so you're way above average.
I didn't know what my thing was in cycling. I've tried like everything. You know, mountain biking was kind of okay at. Road cycling, coming in from a mountain biker, I was lost. Didn't know. Didn't have the leg speed at the time. Didn't know about the positioning and soft pedaling and when to soft pedal and position myself. Learned all of that now and then. Time trialing has like become
sweet spot.
That's my thing. Yeah. Okay.
So it's a discipline I'm not even completely uninvolved.
Been wanting to come back to South Africa to do SA champs in age group like 44 age group.
You must. Absolutely.
Hopefully, if it's at the coast, I don't want to go up to Joburg at like altitude. But we'll see. There's time. There's always time for that.
Please let us know if you do that. That'll be great to follow that.
Yeah. So love time trialing, and then I've been dabbling in a bit of gravel. So stopped mountain biking like completely since moving to the UK
and gravel there. I mean, we had this conversation earlier. I think no one in the world realizes just how good our gravel is.
They don't know that we have gravel. Firstly, so let
alone the best in the world, I would argue. I haven't been all over the world to do it, but our gravel is ridiculous. But you're not here to just do any gravel. You are here at the gravel burn.
Yes. So
for those who don't know what gravel burn is, maybe just
gravel burn.
Paint the picture.
7 stages. Mind blown. 7 stages, 800 kilometers, 11,000 meters of climbing. Starting in Knysna, ending in Chamwari in the Eastern Cape. So a little bit of Western Cape, a little bit of Eastern Cape, go through Graaf-Reinet, like a bit of the Garden Route Forest into Karoo, Great Karoo, wildlife, awesome gravel, pure suffering, Karoo skies.
Big vibes in the evenings.
Yes. Really
Kevin knows how to put on an event.
He does.
I've seen just some of the pictures and
so he sent me a message
of what they're going to be doing.
He sent me a message in February, and he's like, "Look, I'm doing like a gravel burn evening at the Pinarello store in London. Do you want to come along?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll come along and have a look." Brought my wife with, and he put on this really, really great presentation, and he's very articulate, and paints a really good picture. And my wife was like nudging. It's like my ribs, please stop. And she's like,
"I need those if I'm going to go and do gravel."
She's like, "We need to do this. We need to do this. Look at the wildlife." I'm like, "We are South African, I know what the wildlife is." She's like, "No, we're doing this." And I was chatting to Neil Gardner as well. I know Neil pretty well. And he said, "Look, we might be able to get you there on a media entry if you can cover it as a South African, showcase it like to Europe." People don't, like what we were saying, people don't understand that South Africa has this like incredible network of gravel roads. And people just often just ignore it. They don't think of it. They're like, no, US has the best gravel. Australia has the best gravel. It's like, no.
I'm sure they got great gravel, but the other thing about our gravel, as a South African, actually for anyone for that matter, the best way to experience our gravel is on a bicycle.
Yes.
You could never hike it, you could never run it unless you're one of those freaks of nature. To drive it, I don't know.
But if you think about it,
points in doing it. It's
we were
best.
early adopters of gravel because we were doing gravel events on mountain bikes. Look at the Amaride 100 miler, Karuta Coast. These are actually gravel events on mountain bikes.
Yeah.
So it was always there. We just, the bikes weren't around at the time.
100%.
Yeah. So I'm covering the event for Cycling Weekly. So I've done a couple of stories already on the race. I've done like a gravel burn hub, which explains what it's all about to the UK and international audience. Done a little bit on my equipment, why I chose it, what Europeans need to be aware of in terms of the race. And then while I'm there, I'm going to do a lot of bike checks, like Tom Pitcock's bike, Lachlan Morton. Yeah. Cameron Worth is going to be there. I did a couple of rides with Cameron Worth in the UK recently. Yeah,
he's got there. What has some of the anecdotal feedback from people been like, looking at the media around this? Like,
I think I'm the only European mouthpiece at the moment for the event. There's no one.
It's a big opportunity media-wise, right? I mean,
no one else has actually covered it all. I think there was something I commissioned out when I was still at Roadcc and Off-Road CC, talking about the event when I was there. But now obviously I've got that on Cycling Weekly, and hopefully can communicate what we have here and articulate that to the rest of the world.
I think Pev is setting South Africa up as, I can't see how we wouldn't become the go-to dominant gravel destination for the world. But I would not be in any way surprised if there was a world championship here and that became like the epic.
Because the World Championship here will be pure gravel. It's not going to be riding on a canal doing like bike parks.
Don't even get me started on that. Like, what a joke.
So globally at the moment we got Lifetime Grand Prix, which is like a mix of gravel and mountain bike over a fixed amount of months, right? Or you've got UCI Gravel World Series, which no one actually knows what it's about and what it actually is. And then you've got your World Champs, which is just riding around in a park, which doesn't make sense. This is might seem or sound like a unique concept, a 7-day gravel stage race, but we all knew that was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen in South Africa. And essentially, if guys are riding road bikes with thick tires really fast on gravel, why not have a stage race? Why not do it over 7 days? And
so in the mountains, wise, you happy? Tick.
Happy with the format, yeah.
I think it's going to be so exciting. I hope the media, which based on past experiences of how they do things, I think it's going to be world class. But if they nail that, I think it's going to tee up something truly special for South Africa we can all be very proud of.
Yeah.
I was mind blown when I picked your bike up to put it on display. Understated, but really, really, really light and just so snazzy.
So I'll tell you a little story about it. So when we decided we were going to do gravel burn, then the panic set in. This was in March, on like what bike I'm going to do it on, because I got a lot of bikes on test and my own bikes. Dude, my house is like under bikes. There's probably like 60 bikes there at the moment.
60.
Yeah, I own about 15. I've got 15 of my own bikes.
Yeah, thank heavens your wife's out, because otherwise you'd be dead.
Yeah, she's got her own collection as well.
Sick.
So I was testing the Cube, like New Road, Canyon Grail. There was something else eludes me, but I just couldn't connect with it. And if you get on a bike and it's just like, I can't connect with this bike. Yeah. And then I went to an event at Saddleback in the UK. They had just picked up the distribution rights for Cannondale. Cannondale used to operate as CSG in the UK, which essentially was Cannondale Global, but they dissolved. Saddleback picked that account up, kind of like Omnico in South Africa. And this exact bike was on display. And I was chatting to Clive Gosling there, who was the marketing director. He's a really good man. He helped me a lot when I first moved to the UK. He just liked me from the start.
Good.
And kind of guided me and helped me. Yeah. And he's like, have you seen that bike, Aaron? I'm like, I have seen it. He's like, it's the only one in the UK, and it's a display bike. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm actually doing a gravel event in South Africa.
Little gravel events.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, She's like, do you want to use that? I was like, but you said it's the only display bike. He's like, oh, we can work something out. And I was like, okay. And then a month later, I went to go pick it up. And I haven't changed much, to be honest.
47 mil tires, I think, is the sweet spot.
Yeah, so it came with 40 mil Vittoria Torino tires, which I felt was too narrow.
You haven't done that gravel? I've done almost all of that route. And at no point were 45s out of their comfort zone.
Oh, really?
No point.
Okay, that's good to know.
You can't, there's some of the route, I think they cross over some of the 361, which is a mountain bike race.
Yes.
Dan won that on 50s, deep wheels.
It's pretty thick.
Crux, yeah, which is, I think for that effort, the comfort over, I think he won it in 13 hours, makes sense. I cannot see, but as me, I'd probably go 45s. Nice to have the 47s.
Yeah, well, the thing with Vittoria tires is that
it's such good gravel.
Yeah, okay.
It's so good.
Vittoria tires actually measure narrower than stated, depending on the internal rim width. Okay, so these are 47s, so they're probably 46.
Okay.
What I measured with the calipers, actually. So
they look good.
I did a couple of test gravel race simulation things around where I stay. I did Stone Circle, which is a gravel event around Stonehenge in the Salisbury Plain in the UK.
Okay.
On a little bit of gravel and a bit of grass and footpath and whatever they say is gravel, a bit of tar, Their tar is gravel, pretty much.
Not gravel.
I've experimented with the 47 millimeter Vittoria Torino. These are Torino dry, but they changed the naming structure. So they're now called Vittoria Torino T30.
Okay.
47, it's essentially the same tire. Also experimented with 50 mil. Also experimented with 50 mil front rear. The 50 just made it in the back. It's actually got clearance for 48 at the back, but like I said, it
can fit. But
can fit. No, you finished. The frame's probably done. Then I did 50, 47, and I still thought I was overtired in a way. Went back to the 47s, dropped inserts in.
It's a never-ending conversation. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't end. But 47s you landed on.
Yes. But I've ripped the inserts out, threw them in the bin.
Okay.
Just wooden feel, just like zero feel.
Okay.
If you think about it, I mean, the inserts, they're probably that thick. They're taking up most of the volume in there. So you've got like a little area.
So just straight up sealant.
Yeah, there's just sealant. There's a lot of sealant in there. So that's the wheels. Pedal-wise, I've got a mix of road pedals. Some of the stages I'll use those Look Here's, and then the more sort of gnarlier stages, we might sort of have a bit of rocks or kick up rocks. I've got also a pair of Wolf Tooth Dell gravel pedals that were just launched. They're like 100 grams a pedal. One-sided.
How they get that so light?
Oh, it's crazy. The engineering.
Magic.
Yeah.
Nice to have that.
I got a frames and gear Garmin mount or computer mount up front, which fits on quite nicely. The stock unit from Cannondale is not that great. Quite a lot of rattle.
It's nice to know that there's something like that out there.
It's very cool. I mulled over the idea of changing the saddle. That's a Physique Argo Carbon, I think 00 R1 or something.
What's your go-to? What's your like?
It's like a Pro logo scratch. M5. Yeah, very, very, very nice. But that actually, it grew on me. I think it was the angle I had it set at wasn't great. So I kind of leveled it out more, which has worked quite nicely. Gearing
take a spare just in case?
Saddle.
In case you do find you're suckling a bit?
No, I'm quite happy with that.
Okay, you've
spent a couple of months on that. Stuck with the stock gearing setup. So we've got a 42 chainring up front with a 1046 at the back. It's direct mount Red Explorer axis, which is pretty cool.
Most diabolical breakthrough for me in the last while is direct mounts.
Yeah.
That is a legitimate upgrade.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean,
because that is the only thing for me that can really go wrong. Fall over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's solid. That's not moving. It's not going anywhere. Obviously, it comes with the stock.
What Shimano's going to do about that? Because they have to go direct.
They do.
You can't avoid it.
No, you can't. Obviously, it came stock with this nice rubber chainstay protector. Some bikes don't have it.
You're not worried gearing-wise?
No, I mean, I think today was a good test. I mean, I've done a lot of chain gangs on this with road wheels, and I never really, I'd say, topped out or anything in terms of the.
It's just those that Prince. What is it? It's Alfred that you guys are going to look at. There's a couple of them that they do kick up. There's some 18% sections.
With the 42, 46, I think I'm fine. Yeah. So top speed, I'm okay. Gearing, I think I'm okay. fitted the sort of chain guide / chain catcher just to ensure that doesn't pop off, which is quite a nice little addition. Yeah, and the frame is obviously the Series 0 Lab 71 frame.
That's so light.
Really light. So the complete build. I had the blacked out tires first.
Okay.
So
good call. This is so snazzy.
And the tan walls worked out 100 grams lighter, just because there's less rubber. It's still the same protection.
So does the all black have like a reinforced sidewall? A little bit more?
No, it's the same. It's just
because of the color. It's a different
and the rubber
thickness.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, so 100 gram saving.
Challenge tires that I use, they also there's a difference between the tan wall and the all black, but they market the black as reinforced sidewall.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. I mean, I'm good mates with the Vittoria guy. Actually, my second Cape Epic, we actually rode a lot together. I didn't know at the time, and we became friends before I moved to the UK.
That's such a big factor.
Yeah. And the full
reserve wheels.
Yeah, the stock with the build.
Nice.
Yeah. I did actually put on Fulcrum Shark.
Okay.
Fulcrum Shark, which I liked, but I put them on my wife's bike and she didn't give them back. So
you won't need it.
Yeah.
You're not going to need it. I mean, the most striking thing for me when you switch from the road and you get back into like gravel season, it's just that getting your body used to gravel. It's quite, because it's proper gravel.
Yes, of course, yeah.
That takes a bit of getting used to. But once you've got that built, and I think a lot of the private clients, gravel burn entrants are they're gonna find that crux super stiff, super light.
Yeah,
super
exactly.
fast.
Well, the thing is, this bike
to bite at the end.
This bike can't accommodate a fork, a suspension fork, right? So that ruled that out completely. I've got 3D printed Avec Air sort of ergonomic shaped grip inserts underneath the bar tape, which actually have quite a lot to give, which is, I think that the tires with the right pressure, I think I'm going to be going roughly
for the
22.
terrain you're going to be fine.
Yeah. And then these...
So this isn't double wrapped, that's actually
No, there's something in there. Okay. There's something in there with a bit of
double wrapped and 45s.
Cushioning.
Bars.
Yeah. Okay, good. So this all in 7.75.
I can't believe it.
Kilograms.
And that, with the bottle in it and everything on it.
Everything on. Yeah, and the little light and everything. So
more or less price points. I mean, I know these things are basically impossible to find. Lab 71, this is intentionally scarce.
Yes.
Part of the shtick.
Yeah.
But if you were to try and find this setup, what are you looking at?
This is between 13 and 14,000 pounds.
Okay.
So converted to rand,
250k,
roughly 250 to 300. But I think
premium end of the scale.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying top end. SRAM Red on its own is near on 100 grand.
Yeah, and what's nice about this geometry-wise is it's very similar to the Super 6. Obviously, a slightly more relaxed head angle, slightly longer wheelbase, slightly longer chainstays. But the position feels pretty close to my Super 6.
Road wheels on there, and
yeah.
That's where they're at now.
Yeah,
they legitimately are at a point that you could.
So it's probably a little bit on the aggressive side of a gravel bike setup. I think if there's a lot of washboard or corrugations, which probably will surface during the race, it might be.
I might prefer the more aggressively set up that you could double up with. I must say, I think the market's going to go in two separate directions. There is no sweet spot.
Yeah. Well, looking at the route, the amounts of climbing, and I'm not talking about shark tooth profile. We've got the elevation is made up of long, chunky climbs. Yeah. A lighter setup is probably the way to go there. There's more to lose.
Are you going to be vlogging your experience as you go at all?
I might do a little bit of like Instagram live on the Cycling Weekly channel. Might do a bit of that, a little bit behind the scenes.
We have aspirations of trying to get a videographer there. If we do, they'll be at your beck and call to come and do all the heavy lifting for you.
Okay,
they'll just airdrop a file to you. You can pop out. So I think I'd love for there to be dedicated opinions. 15 minutes. Not that was fucking epic, so great. The climb was great. Like a 15 minutes.
Like debrief.
Like proper. Shit, I wish I had bigger tires today. If I just had that extra tooth. Fueling. I mean, we're not going to have time to get into nutrition, but I mean, that's like hour-long
Exactly.
just on that.
Yeah, I've had to work hard on
during,
that,
the
work hard on the
recovery
fueling strategy.
afterwards, 7 days. It's just so much.
Yeah. There's a lot of added stress for me at this race with the coverage I need to do daily and the writing I need to do daily, which is always at the back of my mind. Don't have massive.
Be done really quick, so you got time to go sit and.
We can only hope. I mean, I don't have massive aspirations for this. I think I'm in pretty good shape for this event. We'll need to see what it's like, how hostile the bunch positioning is, and descending gravel.
Prepare for that classic South African aggression. I think you're going to get like a blitzball type thing. They're gonna put the bomb squad in, and it's not going to go hard.
They're going to go hard.
Pray God, that's what you want.
Yeah. Well, I think Samola on stage 1 is going to be a bit of a slinging contest there.
I hate that climb.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a tough climb. It's like Stellenbosch and steroids.
Yeah, but I think everyone on gravel bikes is going to be a lot more equal than this morning. This morning I had to put down a bit of extra effort.
But you were the only elite-looking cyclist there. So if you were on a road bike, you'd have been doing your TT.
Yeah. I thought about bringing road bike wheels just for doing the road, but I was like, you know what? Let me just spend time on this exact setup as much as I can.
And if you ever need it in future, we'd be able to keep a set for you could slip on. But I agree. I think this close to the race. You start on, when do you leave to go to
I leave on Friday, got a plane to George.
For anyone that doesn't know, Tuesday the 21st.
Yeah. So and it starts on Sunday, so I'll have 2 days there, do a couple of easy rides up Samola, looking for a couple of reference points I know where the top is. And then it's like new territory for me. I think I've done Karita Coast. I think a lot of it is Karita Coast in reverse, but I don't even know what that even looked like. You don't have time to look around on Karita Coast.
You're going to be so stoked. You're going to just be frothing. I reckon you're going to have like crease lines from all the smiling.
Probably. You're going to travel back an aged man.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'm actually not looking forward to are the descents. I'm not really sure what to expect there in terms of surface and grip thresholds and stuff. The terrain is a lot.
Really good.
Are they good?
Are they good? Very, very good. We were there not long ago.
Okay.
We did a Sedgefield 500, which is a lot of that route. It's quite a bit. Very good. You don't need to worry. Okay. I think pray for good conditions. That obviously wind, especially on the big downs top stuff. But in terms of condition, quality of surface, you don't need to worry.
Okay.
You are in for such a treat.
I'm really looking forward.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. It's going to be good. It's really good to be back in Cape Town. Like I said, I haven't been back for 6 years, and just scenery is actually unreal.
We've got to try and establish a must-do editorial base for you here. That's the office is like, we need you back in Africa.
Yeah.
To go and do more stuff here.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have you around.
Well, the thing is, I mean, if we can just touch on it really quickly before we end. I don't know when we're ending, but as we were saying, like the publications here. I mean, what have you got? You got Bike Hub, maybe Bike Network, Bicycling Magazine, which is a little bit in print, a little bit online. They're not doing enough South African stuff. So they're syndicating stuff from the world for the South African, but what about the South African stuff for the world? There's nothing. That's why the people don't know. So I'm kind of trying to bridge that gap, trying to deliver the content and show the world what we have. I'm very pro-South African, and I try to shoehorn that in whenever I can. So if I can convince people.
I think it gives them also completely, because you mentioned all the competitors in that space are kind of all regurgitating the same stuff. Everyone's on the same embargoes. They're all getting the same stuff. It's the same release. It's very like cyclical and a little bit monotonous.
We don't want to
bring that there. It's a complete unique.
I have analytic tools that show me the numbers the South African sites are doing, and I don't know what that quotes in advertisers here, but that is, some of those numbers we do in like an hour over there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, consider us your little de facto hub on the tip of Africa to help with whatever you need there, because we're on the same mission. We don't have the reach, the scope, the influence, but my God, are we passionate about this?
We've got the talent, and we've got the production quality. Absolutely world-class on the tip of Africa. Never, ever lose sight of that. We do have what it takes to excel.
It's really good to hear that from you. Braychard and I don't hear that ever, least of all from a person with your expertise and your eye. So
I've done podcasts in Europe. I've done podcasts in the States, and it's not like this. You'll be surprised what they get away with there. not on the same level. This is the
we'll
best
keep
studio I've been in.
hunting and we'll keep angling and doing what we can to coerce you this side of the world. We just got to find the commercial angle. Build it and they'll come.
Yes, exactly, man. If we can reestablish the publishing industry, and make it properly the hub of Africa.
Yeah, reestablish it outside of the establishment. That's the key.
And get consumers to engage with it properly.
You can get the European and American audience, which you're not going to do through our channel. You need it through a platform like yours.
True.
You just got to expose them to it, and then I think it'll be relatively simple from there.
Yeah.
Post gravel burn, get on a plane, get out of here.
Yeah, probably pack the bike up quickly.
If it doesn't fit, I know it's a massive liability for us to hold on to such a heavy piece of equipment, but you're welcome to leave it there. We'll rack it for you. The moment you get off that plane when you come back for DC, if you go.
If I can give anyone a tip, hard case travel bag case thing to travel with. If I had this thing in a fabric bag, it would be in pieces because my hard case was absolutely marked and there's chunks out of it. I don't know if they were playing rugby with it. Etzebeth was having his way with my bike box.
Maybe they saw South African flag, then they're still not over the 19 million World Cup.
Could have been that. But yeah, pretty much packed the bike up. I catch a flight from PE to Cape Town International. My sister's bringing my daughter to the airport, checking in, gone. And then my wife Jen is staying on for a week and probably going to do DC. I'm like, but that's what
between us and your wife, we'll then start the process of nagging you back.
Yes.
And angling for it.
Yeah.
It's been such a treat to have you. I was so stoked to have you on, and of all things, a Savage Tuesday, right? I mean, that's like super serendipitous.
Geez, it's been...
Thank you for taking the time to sit in the chair, kit and chat with us. Best of luck for Gravel Burn.
Yep.
Hope to high heavens we somehow manage to get there and come and sit and tail you around with a camera and give you the prestigious coverage that you deserve.
That would be cool, just to give like an account, debrief, every stage do a little debrief of what actually went down, as opposed to it was hard.
We'll try and find a cut from this week and send to Kevin, whoever else, and we'll make our plea.
Cool. Well, thanks for inviting me and having me. I'm really stoked and honored to be here. So thank you.
Such a pleasure. Massive thanks to Brendan, our eternal producer and guest extraordinaire. Thanks for having us.
Really when I chatted to Brendan before this ride, he's like, "No, it's gonna be chilled. You'll be cool. You'll be good on the gravel bike." I was like, "Jeez, bloody hell!"
I don't know where he
left the gym and I was like,
for this podcast, but I would have like no guests were it not for Brendan. He is, like I said, he does more for this industry than I think anyone realizes, and somehow manages to do his job as well.
Yeah.
And thanks again.
Cool. Thank you.
I'll chat soon.
Cheers.